peer group. If you surround yourself with people within the industry, outside of the industry, it doesn't really matter, of people who are growing and changing and evolving, and then you help them grow and they in turn help you grow, so much more can happen. So a couple real quick stories about that is, I was on the phone today with a contractor. They were the landscaping contractor that was bringing us in for a pretty complex project, and we'd done some work in the past, so they kind of understood our personalities and who we were, but I don't think they really understood the culture of our company until we met with them. They said, oh, remember we did this project together, which happened to be a really great project, and it won some national awards. It was all really kind of cool. And they came in and we had a meeting, and we said, well, understand now, that was something that just organically happened before, because the homeowner knew them and the homeowner knew us and the homeowner liked us and the homeowner liked them. Well, this is a project for us to operate together. And we started explaining why we do what we do and how we do what we do and how we've arrived at the place where we're at. And that it's easy for us to say no. That we empower the people in the office to turn away work all day long every day and refer 80 to 90% of what comes through the door gets referred out to someone else because it doesn't fit what we've deemed that we love to do, and we only do what we love to do. Well, I was explaining that to this contractor, and they loved the idea. They go, you know, that's why we got in business, because we really want to do just what we do. Well, we're doing a project together, and we're just going to get started here in the next week or so, and he called me today to make sure the update, that they're scheduling everything was going to work. He goes, I got to tell you a quick story. He goes, I used your technique just the other day, and I got to tell you what happened. And this was a potential client of his that wanted some work done, but wanted it done on the client's time, with the client's time frame, with all of these deadlines and all these everythings. And what happens for us is we determine that if you're going to fit into what we do in our business because we love what we do, then we're going to do it. But if you try to make us do something that doesn't fit with us, we don't want to do it. Well, he ran into that and he said, no, we will not work for you. And this customer was like, but you have to work for me. And he said, no, I don't have to work for you. In the past, he would have said, you're right, I'll figure it out. And it would have put undue stress on the company and all the crews and all the foremen of the crews to try to figure it out. But he stood his ground and said, no, we don't have to do that. And he said, he made that comment that you were in my head. You were basically saying the words as they were coming out of my mouth, that I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And he said the guy got mad at him. The guy was like mad, like, you know, you have to take my money. And he said, I don't have to take your money. See, there's this mentality that a customer decides who gets their money. It's not true. The contractor can decide if they're going to take the money or not. And yet most contractors won't. They just, if there's a check there, they grab it and they go, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try to figure it out later. That's a bad idea. Instead, it's, does that money work with what I do? Well, he said no. And the guy demanded, well, here's a timeline, here's whatever. He said no again. The guy said, well, but you got to... And he said, I drove away from that appointment smiling. He said, it felt so good to say, no, I don't care. I don't want your money. I have what I want to do. I have the money that I have. I have the jobs that are going to work into my perspective and the way that I am. I'm not doing it. Great experience to hear him talking like that. Another thing, within our peer groups and our mastermind groups, we have they do restoration work. And he comes in, we do a marketing meeting once a week, which again is investment of time. We want to help other people experience what we experience, so we share with them, knowing that when we share our experience with them, we learn from it, and then we grow and change. So our investment in these classes, in these masterminds, in these peer groups is we share what's happening with us, but then we learn from that sharing and then implement something new, and our business continues to grow in ways we couldn't have imagined. And that we're investing time, that we could be having quality time doing something else. We're having these amazing moments happen over and over. We have a guy in the group, and he goes, Al, this was probably a month ago, and he said it every time since I've seen him. Maybe it was 2 months ago. He said, it's like you're sitting on my shoulder every time the phone rings. He said, you know how empowering it is to just tell someone we don't do that? See, in business school / whatever, most business people don't have business school experience, but it's taught in business school, as well as in life's experiences. You take every phone call and you figure out how to get the work. at all costs, at low cost, at no cost, at losing money. You get to work because you have to keep your employees working because you got to have money. We don't live that way at all. We choose what we want to do and don't want to do. What we do know is that our marketing works and that there's going to be more possible calls coming in than we can possibly handle. And because there's so many coming in, we can say yes to that one, no to that one, no, 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 yes, no, 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 no. Now, if you just shotgun market and shoot all over, spray all over the world thinking you're going to get stuff, you have to take everything to survive. We would have to do that. Fortunately, because we understand who we are, we understand the client that we want, we'll work with only people we want to work with. But in his case, he'd always been under that mentality. They got to take it, even if it's a low cost or no money or whatever. You do it, you do it, you do it, you do it, which means you run around like crazy and make no money. I don't want him to do that anymore. And for him to come in and say, you were on my shoulder, and I said no to a customer, and then another person called, and we didn't really do it, and he goes, no, we don't do that. And he goes, it was really liberating. Kind of creepy that you're on my shoulder the whole time, but at the same time liberating. Those stories keep happening to us over and over and over. Why? Because we share. We share our lives. Everything that we do within our company and the culture of our company, we will share with anybody. It could be the guy that's competing against us for the exact same project. We would share it. So from that perspective, surround yourself with people that you know are going to help you grow.